Hello, hello, and welcome to this Zoom about the three steps journey, which is of course, I'm Kass Thomas. I'm not only um, a human being in a body, I'm also many things in life, and each and every one of us are. So we would like to share some of our inspiration, our motivation for putting together a program that will last at least a year, and we'll see what else. And that's like our lives, it'll start today. So, are you willing to start today as if it were the first day of the rest of your life? And what new can show up today? Who are you today? We ask that in Access. Who are you today? And what grand and glorious adventures will you have? And so many of us, one of the inspirations for me for this step in, step up, step out is how simple, really, can we have an approach to our lives that actually is nourishing for our bodies, for our minds, for our spirits, for our being, and will create more in our lives. So we're saying a lot of times we have lots of innovation and we have lots of motivation and we have lots of inspiration, right? And we start something, but we actually don't follow through with it, or we don't think we have the capacities to do it all on our own. And one of the things that I know and have always known is that we're not alone. We never have been alone, and we never will be alone. Now, sometimes there's like ghosts and entities with us, but there's also so much that we can really enjoy in life if we don't think we have to do it all on our own. And so, this three steps program, this three steps journey, is about inviting others to really engage with us, to have our backs, to give us information, to share their experiences. We sometimes are looking to be perfect in our lives. And the truth is that we are perfect. We're the perfect and only version of ourselves that exists on this planet, right? So, how can we be more in contact with that energy of ourselves, of who we really are, so that everything and everyone that we approach is from our unique perspective? And this step in is about that, is about being present, is about being willing to acknowledge some of the things that we have done, some of the things that we have achieved that maybe we haven't recognized as contributions to us. How can we look at them in a different way than judging them, judging ourselves, doubting ourselves? And how can we integrate them into our lives so that when we really are trying to reach a goal, have a target, have a desire, have a dream, right? We know that the reason we have that desire, we have that target, we have that dream is because of who we are, right? And even if other people don't get it, and there's so many times that I have chosen to do things in life and nobody was in agreement with it, but it was really, for me, so clear that it was something I wanted to do. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts originally, and I knew I wanted to go to university, right? And everyone in Boston was saying, Boston is a city with the largest number of universities in a given city in the world, right? But I knew I wanted to go beyond that. And everyone thought I was crazy, thought I was rejecting, right, what was already in front of me. But what is right in front of you that can be a contribution and you'd like to go further? Where are you now in your life that you know that something else is possible, right? So I went to New York for a university. And it was, Boston is a melting pot. New York is a huge melting pot. And what does that mean? It means that there's so many different people, so many different cultures, so many different choices that we can make. And this is one of the things with Access Consciousness. I've been working and playing with the tools of Access for almost 20 years. This is one of the things I love about the approach of Access, which is about looking at really all the possibilities you have and choosing what you know is possible, what you know will create more, and what you know that is in line with who you are. So, this step in part of the Three Steps program is really an invitation to connect with who you are, look at you, and receive you, acknowledge you, so that when you encounter different observations, different opportunities, different possibilities, you will choose what is in line with what and who you are and what you desire in the world, even if it doesn't make sense. I didn't know why I went to New York. New York, the universe, God, Allah, Buddha chose New York University for me. And being in New York, at New York University, there was the possibility to go to Paris, right? To study French and learn French. And everyone said, wow, you left Boston? Now you're going to leave New York? You're going to leave the United States? It's not about leaving, because you can never leave what is has been part of your life and all the experiences that we had in life that maybe we think were not a contribution. What would it take if you were truly stepping into your life present with you, acknowledging you, to step up and recognize that every single adventure, every single experience, every single person that you met, every single tree that you walked by, everything has been in some way a contribution to what you can step out in the world and see in a different way and also engage with. So going to Paris was amazing, you know, and it was the only year of my life where I wasn't working, because thankfully the university there was actually something that I was able to do with all the money and savings that I had. So I was able to really explore more of Europe. And one of my first trips was to Rome in Italy. And currently I'm living in Rome in Italy. So just to imagine, if I had not chosen to go beyond my initial safe environment, right? And follow my knowing and go to New York and then explore possibilities beyond what I thought was my, arrival point, my destination, you know, and continue developing my vision, continue traveling the path that was illuminated for me by each and every choice that I make. So, what are some of the choices that you can make that maybe you don't have any support on? People are not in agreement with you. Maybe they're not visible to you right now, but what are those steps that you can continually take that will illuminate different possibilities for you? And that might not be clear to us in every single moment. The, the reason we talk about these three steps, step in, if you are connected with you, if you're present with you, if you are willing to really make your choices based on what is vibrationally compatible with you, then everything that shows up will give you some input. I love there's this soccer player from Italy who says, I never lose. I either win or I learn something. You know, in spiritual world, they say that there's no coincidences, right? There's no mistakes. In Access, we say that everything can be a contribution to you if you're willing to have no judgment or no point of view about it. And in this period, people, thanks to this COVID, really, people are really having a moment where they can get real clarity about their lives. And some of them are choosing to be locked into a depression. Some of them are choosing to go crazy. Some of them are choosing, and I get that that's lots of people here, to explore what would I really like to have in my life, you know? And I've met so many people in my life. I don't even have them all in my immediate memory. But now that I'm choosing something that is a continuity of evolving, they're all reaching out to me, and so many of them would love to share their experiences. As we will have lots of inspirational speakers from around the world, women, men, uh, mothers, fathers, professionals, experts, actors, painters, clowns, mimes, people who have success in an area of their lives and who also have things to share, the way they went about achieving their success, and some of the challenges that they've had. Has anyone here had any challenges in life? Yes? No? Yeah. That's what life is. Life is about having different things show up, having different people show up, having choices that we can make. And even not choosing something is a choice. But what if you were willing to choose in every 10 seconds what is going to create more for you? And when we start stepping up in our lives, we start acknowledging that, wow, we've come a long way and we're still alive, which is a good thing, right? We're still alive. And what would we like to choose now? Who are the people that can be a contribution to us? What would it take for us not to feel like we have to do it all on our own? And also to have, yes, some visions. In the spiritual world, they have something called vision boards. What if your vision is something that inspires you to keep moving forward? And even if you're on one road, you're willing to see all of the side roads that may be what you're looking for, what you're asking for, but you didn't see until you started your journey. So the topics are many, and we have some people, it's a period where maybe a year is like too long for you to choose something. So we have 3 months, and then we also have 6 months. And anyone who has any questions about this can join me for a 15-minute free discovery session, the 3 steps discovery session. We'll put that in the chat where you can sign up for that. This is my engagement today, but I'm free for the next 2 weeks to really talk with people about what it is that they would like to achieve in this moment in their lives, and also open up different ways that they can explore that and explore other things. A lot of times I've been to different meetings. I remember once in New York, I went to a meeting and I said, why am I here? This has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with what I would like in life, nothing to do with, what I'm doing. And yet I met a few people there that I then engaged with. I did theater production. I did hospitality for years. I did opened up a film production company, and moved and changed cities and learned new languages. And did I know that when I was A kid? Maybe yes. But sometimes we lock our world down by what the people around us are considering the right thing to do. It's quite easy when you're from Boston to get a great education, find a great job, have a great, you know, normal marriage, have children, go out and do your vacations. And that's great. How can you enjoy that more? How can you, whatever it is you're doing, enjoy it more? And what I get that this 3 steps program will invite people to is to look at all the different options that they have. Lots of people have had great success in business, like Steve Jobs, great with Apple, great huge amounts of income, but no love in his life, right? No family that was supportive. And there's a great, you know, comment that he made as he was leaving, which was, if I had to choose again my life, I would actually choose people who love me to be in my life, you know? So, what if there's different areas of all of our lives? There's our family, there's our relationships, there's our business, there's our finance, there's our bodies. And we'll be starting with body in February and in March, talking about finance and economics. And maybe, you know, there's areas that you have never explored, but that only you could be a unique contribution to. And that might just be with your family, that might just be in your business, you know, that might just be in your relationship, that might be with your animals, that might be with your garden, you know? So, different, listening to different people talk about different things and having a group of people that actually are interested in stepping up and stepping out and being a contribution to others. And anyone who joins the program and has one area of their life that they are really great about, we'd love to invite you to give us a little 15, 20-minute inspiration about what inspired you, so that it's not just sitting back passively. And that's what so many people do in life. They wait, you know, for things to show up. But it's also about engaging and inviting others to see your unique brand of magic, to acknowledge you, to support you, to inspire you, to give you different options on different things that you can choose. So we will be absolutely every month looking at, for example, bodies. How do I step in with my body? What does that even mean? Right? So many people consider bodies like just an appendix, like just something that is they have to suffer. So many people consider bodies everything they are. But what if your body were your lifelong friend, and that you could utilize your body to actually give you some information, help you tap into your intuition, your knowing, your sage awareness, and allow you to recognize with real ease what is the choice in this moment that will create more for you in your life and in the future. And a lot of times people think that just concentrating on themselves and their bodies is, a little bit self-centered and it's not kind. That's so just one point of view. Anything that you can do for you, anything you can do to nurture you, anything you can do to support you, anything you can do to make you open up to happiness and to joy and to have more ease is truly a gift for everyone around you. It's an interesting moment in my family here in Italy. My mother in law who's amazing, right? Um, not everyone has amazing mother-in-laws. I get that. She had a fall yesterday. You know, she tripped, and we're really happy that she just broke her arm and not her femoral. She's in her 80s and very active and lively. And having ease and being connected and stepping in with me and my body allows me to be such a contribution to her, to my husband, to my sister in law, and to the people who are willing to also step in and be a contribution. So not only do I do my business, not only do I do my creations and follow my intuition, but I'm also being quite an inspiration for the plants in my house. They started stepping up, they started shining a bit more. To the people that I collaborate with, who are really I'm just so grateful to all of them as they are stepping up. So a lot of times when we're like these leaders and we're the program directors and we are the, business people, there's nowhere that others can assist us or contribute to us because we think we have to do it all alone. But the moment you're willing to step out after connecting with you, being present with you, and acknowledging your talents and abilities, the world is there to help you. It's amazing. You don't have to do it alone. And this having this really this accompaniment always on my journey has been amazing for me. And it wouldn't be the case if I were not willing to receive it. And so, what is it that you could receive, that you would be willing to receive from other people in ways that, as Dr. Dane here, one of the co creators of Access Consciousness, says, that always shows up in a way that will surprise you. Your mother in law getting her arm broken? Hello? How could you be happy about that? Happy that she didn't fall and disappear, and also happy that we are having her come and stay in the house so we get to spend Christmas together, and happy that she's willing to receive us. And why is that? Because we're connected. And what would it take for us to be that contribution to others and receive that contribution to know, as I've said, you're not alone. You never have been. And if you're willing, you never will be. So, what is the area of your life that may be time to explore? And are you willing to receive some support, some different perspectives on that, and even some professional advice that may not be work for you? But once you've stepped in, you can say, that's interesting. Doesn't really resonate with me, but that's interesting. And then there are others, and then there are others, and then there are others. And the thing that I love about hearing different people, seeing different things, having different possibilities, is that it actually gives me clarity about what my unique approach is. In business, we call that the unique selling point. But what if it's your unique receiving vessel to really explore and create what works for you in every area? So I'm really delighted to continue my voyage. I've done uh, so much traveling around the world and so many people and so many different roles and had my own businesses. And who knows? I might become a farmer. I might become an astronaut. I might become a singer. I've got like four professions that I have in my vision. I love to be a photographer. You know, I have this eyesight thing for me that everyone thinks, oh my gosh, it's a problem. It's, you know, you can't, see laterally, and this is a problem. For me, it's quite a unique talent I have that every time I take a picture, it's beautiful because what I see is exactly what will come out in the picture, right? So, what if you considered, a defect or a limitation in your life, right? It's something they call it, the medical, they call it retinitis pigmentosa. The common names for it is like tunnel vision and night blindness, right? For me, it's actually a gift because I see what's right in front of me, and I see who people really are, not who they're on the side pretending that they are or trying to be. I see their heart, I see their being, I see them for who they really are. The doctors thought I was crazy. And, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, said to me, how much are you not ever taking as real and true anyone's judgments because you're seeing the truth of them and not what they may be judging about themselves. Different way to look at things, right? Different way to look at something. So, photography is something I love. Might do that in the future. Who knows? I love singing. Not a professional singer. Got full of professional singer friends who want to come on to the Three Steps program and give us their uh, their expertise about getting their voice out in the world and how that might not have always been easy for them. So, when we talk about stepping out in any area of our lives, are we willing to be seen? Are we willing to be heard? Are we willing to be visible in a different way? So, different people will come and talk to us about things. So, I think that maybe in 20 years, maybe when I'm 90, I'll do singing as well. So, what are some of the things that you would love to play with in terms of creating in your life that don't have to be your career or your money business, but would enrich your life in a very different way, that would nurture you in a way that you would be willing to step out with the brilliance that you have in whatever area that is, you know? So, this step in, step up, step out in various areas of our lives is really something that we are ready to do. And if we are willing to have the support of others, to hear different perspectives, to have a global approach to life, it's a bit different than an international approach, because you might never travel physically outside of a country, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't see the world from a really 360-degree vision. And so when we're setting our uh, targets, our goals, our desires, our objectives, right? We're certainly willing to embark, start, step in to that road. But it's a journey that we call life. So, what might show up? You're losing a family member, losing a job, losing a house, right? Uh, what might show up is never just a limitation or a disaster. It's always going to be, if you're willing, something that you can handle and deal with in a way that will continue your journey and allow you to explore things that would never be possible if you were not willing to be present with you, acknowledge your capacities, and be willing to share that with the world. So, what are the areas in your life that you might have some question about? And if you want, we can you can say them here. You can put them in the chat. You can speak up. You can also do a 15-minute session with me. I usually go a little bit over, but that's what we call them, the 15-minute three-step discovery sessions. And we do have some really nice people who are, I think they're putting that in the chat, to invite people to see their life and their capacities in their world in a different way. And that's what I've been doing for 20 years, but actually all of my life, you know. And now, thank you, Ari. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Shubra. Thank you, Chana, Alberto. Marco. There's lots of people who, when I said it, I'd like to have a continuity of connection with people, or at least be accessible to them. They said, "Yes, we're here. Let's do it," because you are a contribution. And when you acknowledge that about someone, probably if you're on here, you have acknowledged that about me, it's probably because you are too. Because if you can see it, that's probably because you can be it as well. And so, is it time for you to really acknowledge you and step out and be there with us on the 7 steps and 3 steps and 2 steps and 1 steps and 10 steps and 100 steps and the journey called your life. Cool. So, and I love my dear, adorable Luciana, who has not done so much. She said yesterday something that was so inspiring to me. She will probably be quite embarrassed about me saying this, but we were talking about wealth, which is one of the pillars of our 3 steps program. It'll be the topic for a month, stepping into wealth, right? The wealth and the riches and the brilliance of your life, stepping up and acknowledging all of that, and stepping out and being willing to receive it and share it with the world. And she said something about, wealth is all the friends too that we have in our lives, all the people that we've met and that are contributing to us in our lives, and all the people that, when we acknowledge that, can see us and come into our lives and continually expand the wealth that we are. Boom. That's it. That's it. So, who and what would you like to show up in your life? Who and what would you like to show up in your life? And what inspiration can we be? We'll have also an expert in astrology. I don't know about you, but I have a day I was born. And does anyone else have a day that they were born on the planet in this lifetime? And anyway, she's a professor and an amazing contribution to showing people, especially in this period. We're in December now, and it's the first time in hundreds of years where we haven't have a space, an astrological space, right? That is opening up. They call it the dawning of the age of Aquarius. and she'll be coming on and just looking at what questions we can ask, what choices we can make with this new opening. And when we step in, then we're willing to perceive the shifts that we are. We will have every month these assessments at the beginning of the month to see where you are with that particular theme. And then, the different Zoom meetings that if you're not on, you can listen to later, but experts and inspirational speakers. And then at the end of the month, to see if you actually can acknowledge some of the new awarenesses you have on that particular theme. And I'm so excited. I'm gonna sign up and take the program because I can't wait to really explore different different awarenesses, and we all have them. It's just that life gets busy and we get distracted and we get stuck on doing something. So I'm really excited for what this my heart, my chest, my brain, it's all really expanded. And I'm also Aquarian, so they say that maybe this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Again, I thought it was already, but anyway, with Saturn and Jupiter, and I love that. And then the fitness people who will be giving us things to do, and I of course am always working with bodies. Maybe you don't know that. So some 10-minute body inspirations, and we just keep giving possibilities to people in this month by month program. But what is the dawning of age of Aquarius? I don't know. I'm not an expert in astrology, but maybe she'll tell us some about that, and I'll be interviewing her. And I don't know if you know that song. Um, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Have you ever heard it? This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. That's why it's so exciting to me. So I can sing that song and prepare for my career when I turn 90. Anyway, if you have any questions
Yeah.
or anything you'd like to share, Dr. Shubra, amazing, amazing, amazing. And yeah, just excited. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is about us, uh, and everything is about you. Everything starts with you, and if you're willing to really give your love and attention and caring to you, then you will be, even without knowing it, the greatest contribution to the world ever. So I don't know if there are any questions or if,
Hi, Cass.
yeah.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Cass.
Amor. Hi, Amor.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned Steve Jobs before and said he doesn't have a happy family or loved people around him. Why is that? I have no idea about his life. Can you say more about it?
Yeah, a lot of times thank you for that question. A lot of times we're so focused on achieving a goal, right? We have the clarity. And even though we are moving forward with that goal in a way that no one else is in the world, sometimes we're eliminating and excluding people who care for us. So, what are the ways in which you can, yes, be very present with what it is you'd like to achieve, step in to your life in that way, but also step out of the box that is excludes other people, step out of the closet, step out of that lockdown area that you are using to, like an incubator, to create what you want and desire, so that you don't, once you've reached your goal, then what? And this is what this step in, step up, step out is about. If we are truly connected with ourselves, then as we move forward, as we step up and step out, right, we have not excluded who we are. what we are, and other people who actually appreciate us and would love to support us are present with us, so that when maybe we fall and break our arm, maybe we are isolated somewhere, maybe we are at home alone, but we acknowledge and we have people that are connected with us that don't allow us to finish our journey alone. And that's really important. And so, what the achievements that he made in his life have done for the world is great. And we are absolutely, infinite beings or souls, right? But also we've got bodies and we've got hearts, and having people support us and not abandon us is something that we can absolutely invite, if we're willing. And wish I had known him, because I would have definitely invited that. Yeah.
And thank you for answering the question. And okay, so he has a wife, he has daughter, he has his children. So you mean it's not on the surface he have a family, but energetically he excluded those people in his life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get supported.
And do you know anyone that does that?
Sorry,
Do you know anyone that does that?
I guess so.
You guess so, or so? And
I
that's
did
the
that
beauty of,
sometimes. I mean, I did that sometimes. I can.
yeah, yeah. Then will you just recognize that the question is an acknowledgement that you're willing to choose something different? So even if you do that, everything that we do, everything that we've done actually contributes to the choices we have available now. So what is it that you'd like to choose now in a different way? That includes you as well, doesn't exclude you, right? And there's lots of people who have great success, but who don't feel their success because they're not having all the areas of their life nurtured. And that's the invitation that this 3 steps is really, to a continuity of nurturing. And you can choose it or not. However, at least you have the awareness of it. And I hope that this conversation, and thank you so much for your question, is an invitation for you
Thank
to
you.
look at those different areas. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. Do you want to add something, Shubra or Harry, or Sonia's with her mom, which is really cool.
So I just wanted to add something, Cass, that when we are living a life and like this program has pillars, generally we get lost in one direction or maybe two or three fulfilling those. Maybe it's a career, maybe it's finance, or maybe it's just a family and we are ruining the fact we can't earn money. But what I saw, while creating with you this program and with others, that every area of your life is given uh, importance. So from an integrated mental health practitioner, what I see wellness as, so wellness is like a wheel which has all the spokes balanced, and this is what I see, that here you get an approach of nothing being excluded, and some people believe more in certain area. How does it look from that aspect, or is there any other way of looking at it? For example, things like intimacy. I mean, what is the concept we have, and is there any other perspective available? Or money, is it only about the cash, or is it about the riches of your life, or is it wealth? So there is a whole month to explore the topic, and at one go or in one call, sometimes it's very difficult to come up with questions. So my invitation would be that if there is even just a little bit of excitement to know a little more, probably a 15-minute session would be very helpful to get a little more clarity. And uh, if we don't try, we will never know what works for us. So it's all about a choice. So I would really invite people to at least explore a little more. They choose, they don't choose, it's fine. But the regret is that there should be no regret. I didn't try. I mean, this is what I live my life with. So that's all I would like to add.
Yes, no, thank you for that also, because one of the things I was just talking with a guy yesterday who has, and everyone has, talents and abilities. And so being actually part of a sort of international, program like that, and engaging and having these discussion sessions also allow you to actually find clients and also suppliers from different areas that you might not ever have found before, that have capacities that you might not even have recognized would be a contribution to you. And so it may not always be about paying someone. It might also be about exchanging. Oh, you do technical work? Oh, that's great, because I actually do speaking work. Okay, well, I make videos. Okay, well, I do this. Okay, so how can I would like to step out? So I do need those capacities, and someone who is in line, right, with your approach to life. And the approach to life always being willing to look at possibilities. I say often, some people like to um, consider one thing and see whether it's right or wrong, or it's good or it's bad, or it's going to work or not work, and exclude it. I say, fill the buffet table with lots of different offerings, and then you might not even choose to have the meal, but at least the presence of all those different possibilities has inspired you maybe to go for a run or maybe to do something else. So, what is it that we're excluding from our lives or from our targets, our goals, our objectives, that actually, if it were on our list of desires, on our vision board, if you want to call it that, would actually have us moving in a direction where there'd be a whole field that we never even considered. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what is it that, yeah. And so, if you'd like, definitely sign up. My pleasure. Anyone else want to add anything or say anything? I don't know if Sonia's on. She's with her mom. Or Julia. I know you're translating, but we'll wait for you. Yeah. Hi, Chala. I can see others too. Great. All right. And Eri, you said you wanted to say something about this three steps, but you were doing the hosting. Did you like to? Yeah.
No, I was no, because I was like starting to tell everything. I wanted to say everything that you've already said, and but wanted to be a spoiler alert. But for me, it's been wonderful creating with you and these wonderful women, and just seeing. And it's incredible how in this creation process our life has changed also, no? And just like listening to Shubra right now was incredible, she has chosen, and where she's coming from now. And for me, it's also really has been an eye opener, to recognize so many things in me, because I have so much fun creating businesses and have so much fun just like leading and making things happen and grow and stuff. And like Shubra says, it's like all intertwined. It's all woven together, you know? And if you take that thread out, it might look the same, but molecularly it's not the same. you know? And so when you weave something in or you embroider something to that cloth, to that piece of who you are, it just gets richer, you know? And so it's kind of like that. And it's just so nourishing to hear you talk about it, and so nourishing to be part of it, and so nourishing for the people that are choosing it. For me, it's nourishing the people that are choosing. It's nourishing me already, you know? And this is really interesting when you're really connected and present, that you can feel it. It was like when people were coming into the call today, it was just like this. I was telling all the translators as they came in, oh my God, you have a beautiful smile from ear to ear. And it was like, wow. And it was what you're saying, you know, how we see from the lens that what we see, it's so much more than our eyesight if we just allow ourselves. So how much and what can we create, and how can we acknowledge that? And I'm gonna put it in the business way, that our life is our business and our business is our life, and that we're creating and generating so much for ourselves and for our life and for people around us, with things that we don't even consider or would consider that are a business. And I've said this to you several times, and you know my story, but I love the carrot cake story. If you make a incredible carrot cake, that is your business. How can you put it out and gift it to the world and make money and make people happy, and the wholeness of what a business is. A business is not only about turnover, about results, about profitability. It's about so much more, you know?
So you know that she will be our one of our inspirational speakers about business, right? But also about parenting, you know, that she has a child. And also, you know, it's like, and I love that when you're in this sort of safe environment, let's call it, right? Not only do you get insights, right, you're also able to share. Like, I like to play with the judgments people have, because they're actually awarenesses, you know, that what I call a short stop is the judgment. So that really you might not be willing to share that, you know, on a call. But in a program, you actually can. And there's so much insight and so much that people have to say how that's shown up in their lives and how it's transformed. So to share that with you. I know, Sonia, would you like to say something, darling? She's on. Got a couple more minutes.
Yes.
Ja, das ist sehr gut.
Yes.
Ja,
Yes. Do you hear me?
ja.
Oh, it's so funny. And
This is my German. Ja, danke
yeah.
schön. Ja.
And I think it's all about yeah, how do you experience yourself? Now I'm sitting here where I grew up, but that's, you know, like, I don't know if you can see it. So it's the living room of my mom. And usually, you know, you try to be, you know, fixed and be nice on the picture and everything. And now it's really all about, am I willing to show up, you know, to step in, to step up, to step out. And even for me, I think it's really all about having this excitement and curiosity about myself, you know, what is still waiting for me in my life to explore, and to have like a tribe who gives me the support to, even if I don't have the guts right now, there will be one in the group who is saying, hey, listen, Sonia, why don't you take another step now? You know, really going forward to get in my own full power, you know, in my own personality, and to accept my own personality as I am, and appreciating everyone in the group. And now the point as well myself.
Yeah.
And I think this program is all about really putting yourself first, because if you are nourished, if you appreciate yourself and loving yourself, you are really able to give so much more to your surrounding, to your loved ones, to the people who you don't even know. So yes, it's
Yeah.
all coming out from the heart. Yes.
And you are very good at acknowledging others, and we've known each other for a while, at acknowledging others. And a lot of us are good at acknowledging others. And this, I don't know if you guys perceived when she said acknowledging yourself, there was a bit of a transformation in the energy there, and that's a stepping in, you know. And some people just acknowledge themselves and don't acknowledge others. It's not really true. And I can tell you more about that later. You are acknowledging others because what you're seeing when you acknowledge yourself, um, what you see in others, if you're willing, is you, you know? So it really is I always talk about communication as a two-way street. And I would just like to acknowledge me and acknowledge Laszlo, who's just a huge contribution, and Luciana, Stefania, Adriana, and Amal, and Chala, and Corina, and Disha, and Erendira, and Eva. Thank you, Eva, who's taking notes, and Julia, and Lorena, and Lucy, and Lulia, and Serena Wong, who's on, and Tomas, and Miss Yap. Thank you. Thank you.
Kass,
Thank you for,
can I say something?
yeah.
I am so excited about this program. You know why? Because we are sometimes willing to discover some part of ourselves, but we avoid others and we don't face with it. For example, I was in my office 2 years ago and I had an office mate and she left. And then half of the office was gone. And I was looking at my office and I asked myself, where am I in all of this? Is it really mine? I was like, okay. Because so many things, like she had done it and I had said, okay. And I realized that I wasn't in my office as myself. It was the first realization, you know. I could give classes and I could, for other people, I can be space, but I realized that there were some parts in my life I was space and some others I was just blank. And then like we don't
Thank you
even
for mentioning
no,
that.
we don't even
Yeah.
notice. For example, the first time that I had heard money, like 6 years ago, 7 years, what is money to you? All of the lights was gone. And they had asked, who is the angry person towards the wealth? And I realized how much anger I had towards finances. And then in the first time that I was taking classes related with many things, every time there was this business hour, I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I was finding a way to go out.
So let me
You
ask
know?
that question. So what is the area exactly? Thank you for bringing that up, because there's certain areas in which we are not present in our lives and certain areas that we are. And so like Dr. Schuber was saying, your life is just not one spoke on the wheel. It is actually the journey is your life, and there are different paths and there are different ways. And so what accompaniment on those roads that are bumpy for you,
and I realized that to be able to
could be a contribution. Yeah.
I realized that to be able
We've got 30 seconds. So I'm just going to tell you, we've got 30 seconds because a lot of people have to hop off. So
okay. So I
go.
have to acknowledge each part of our lives to be able to create a shift with each and every one of them. Not only the people, but like for example, health, body, money. And it's so great that you are putting all of this together as a way that we can follow up, like, and we can be pushed. Like, come on, you can be doing. You have so much more to offer, and I'm really excited for this program. And thank you so much.
And thank you
That's
for
what I
this.
wanted
I don't
to
want to, should I
say.
name, can I say a swear word? Because you said, so what area in your life are you choosing shit instead of choosing a shift? So everywhere that you can choose a shift and not shit. Thank you, Chala. Chala's amazing. And she's got, like everyone, but she does acknowledge it, amazing capacities in different areas. So thank you for joining. And if you're curious, get a 15-minute let's connect. I've got to love connecting. And what about you? Thank you so much for joining. It is exactly the top of the hour, and half past the hour in some countries. And I love your smiles. I love it, seeing it.
Thank you so
Mwah.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.